Hello and welcome back to Tony Northeastern. Suppose you're wondering what I'm doing at the bench. Well, right in front of you we have a plan of the new vicarage, which is going in that little area next to the graveyard. It's just a basic plan. It's all going to be scratch built. And the best part is I'm going to use all the odds and sods that were left over from all the Metcalfe kits. So here I will be using bay windows, I'll be using a Metcalfe porch and Metcalfe windows, and the rest of it I'm using a dressed gritstone. I will show you that in a minute. Anyway, that's the front view, and there's the overhead view with all the various sizes. Now it's only going to be 95mm wide and 85mm deep, so it's going to be quite a small property, which is just about right for one person when you think about it. So let's show you what I've been doing so far. Okay, this is the front of the vicarage. I haven't made a start on the back end of the vicarage, but as you can see, if you unfold it, it's just a flat card, and then you just cut it to suit and fold it into shape, so it's not all that big. These are the Metcalfe bay windows. So I'm going to have two, one at the bottom, one at the top. I've already glued the Metcalfe door in place and porch. I had to trim the top off slightly, otherwise it would clash with the window. And if you turn to the side, you can see where I've cut and folded ready for the chimney. 16mm and 6mm return for the sides, and just fold together just like a Metcalfe kit. So this is a handy way to get rid of all your Metcalfe bits and pieces, especially if you've been making lots of Metcalfe kits, because you always end up with loads of doors, windows, porches and all the rest of it. And this is the stone I'm using, M0053 dressed gritstone. So yeah, so when this is finished it'll look quite good with it. I'm sort of designing it and making it up as I go along. All I know is I've got a small area for it to go into. So I shall now glue the porch window, the bay windows in situ, and have a closer look at it after that. Hello there, we're back again. As you can see, I fitted the bay windows to the front of the vicarage, and it's turned out quite well. And I still haven't built anything to the back of it yet, so that's to be designed, and hopefully I'll do something with that in a minute. So inside, I don't know if you notice, if I fold that back, you can see I've put a couple of fireplaces in, one on top and one on the bottom, regarding the old chimney. The first floor's been glued in, just helping to keep it square for the moment. This flap here, thinking of cutting that off, and when I come to do the back, the back wall runs along there, comes in 15mm and then comes back out again and join up with this edge here. Fitting these bay windows, it gives you, when I drew it out on this side, it gave me a centre line all the way along to put the flooring in, so I knew exactly where to put the fireplaces. So that worked out a treat. And there you go. Anyway, let's show you the plans. Right, here we are. At the moment I have made the front, which is this piece here, and that's the design for the back, with a little lean-to roof there. So basically I've put a little extension on the back, and so I'll have one bay window and a standard window at the top. Now I do have a side view. Let me show you the side view, which is that view there, which shows you the porch here and the sloping roof there, where the back door will be. So there's no windows on this side, so there's only windows front and back, and that's about it really. There might be a few dimensions to add to that plan, but that's the plan of the whole building. Okay, so now we're going to mark out the back. Now we're going to have to make the back the opposite hand to the front, so when this apex goes here, it'll line up. Right, so I'll just put that out of the way. So basically we want all the dimensions, but we need to start from this side. So the apex will go here, then the back wall, and then that should marry up with this wall here. Okay, as you can see, I have now marked out the back wall. I've marked it all on the inside, as you can see it, and you just cut and scribe on the inside, and there's no markings on the outside at all. Just a little advice: always use a nice sharp crisp pencil for marking out your lines. Okay, and what's actually going to happen is, you probably notice there's a little dog leg here. Now what will happen is I will score along that line, cut through with my Stanley knife, and fold it here and here. So this bit folds in, this bit stays where it is, because you'll see when I come to do it. And the little flap return I have cut at an angle across there, as that's going to be the slope for the roof on the extension piece. So what I shall do now, I shall cut it all out and show you it all before I glue it together, and you'll see what I mean. Firstly, just a quick tip: always use a straight edge as a guide for cutting along your lines. Get a nice crisp line, just as so. You notice I've marked all the cutouts in red, so I don't get mixed up, because there's that many lines where I've measured, and it's quite easy to go wrong. Okay, I have cut out for the windows and doors and glued them in place. The only thing I haven't done yet is fitted the Metcalfe bay window in that area yet. So if you flip it around the other side, you can see the two fold lines that I've got, which is this one here and this one here. So I've scored this side with the craft knife and here with the craft knife, so we can fold it in like so, which then side views on. That's the extension bit on the bottom, and that would have been the original house there. So we shall now glue it to the main house. The main house, I've added the extra bit of flooring here and some stiffeners down the sides to take the back side of the house. Okay, I have glued the back wall on and it's starting to take shape now. It's beginning to look like a building, and there you have it. Now I have made a little bit of a mistake here. I should have trimmed the white bits off before I did all the measuring, but I think it might have worked out well in my favour, because I can put a different stone along the bottom to hide it, and I think that'll look quite well. So if I do this all the way around the building, I think that'll be okay. There's a slight hiccup in this corner here, but I can put some white architrave there, because I'm putting the white architrave here, so a little bit of white architrave there will cover that, because I'm going to do the same here as well. So the next thing to do with this is to fit the bay window on the back and maybe decorate it inside a little bit. Put in a bracket here for the LED. I'm not sure if I'm going to have one downstairs as well. I think I might just put one in the whole building. Okay, let's have another look at where we are at now. As you can see, I have now built the rear brick wall and fitted the bay window. And you remember the white border that was left when I cut out the rear wall originally? Well, that is now gone. I have put this rough stone all the way around the bottom, and it's changed the appearance of the base by quite a bit. Right, you can see where the fold was, where we folded it in and then along to meet the side wall. And also we have the roof fitted over this little extension corner piece, and I've placed the roof on the front door as well. So here we are, just coming along. I have painted the fireplaces, top one and the bottom one, and I've painted the wall on the ground floor ready. The next thing to do after that is I've got one LED going in there, you can see the hole, and I've got to put a bridging piece in across here, and then I'll put a second LED in. So one LED lights up the bottom and the other one lights up the ground floor. But before that I want to paint the ground floor, well not the ground floor, the first floor walls, because of all the pencil marks where I've been marking out the windows and the bay windows. So that's the next thing to do. Okay, here we are again, and the LEDs are fitted inside. As you can see, I've put two LEDs in here. There's one just there, and there's one lower down in there, as you can see. And I've painted the all the anodes with silver paint to give it a bit of insulation, and the rooms are painted, and we're almost ready to put the roof on. Now then, for measuring the roof, I've measured across the distance here, and it's roughly about 85mm with a millimetre overhanging the suffixes here. Now the thing is, we got a chimney pot in the way. I've just cut out for the chimney. If you lie a ruler or a rule in there more or less square, like so. Get it square. Then you can get another ruler and measure up to the rule with a millimetre or two overhang there, and then just notch that out from the centre of the roof, and that's what I'm about to do now. So I've marked a centre line on the roof, so I'll just mark for the chimney. Okay, that little measurement I've done for the chimney has worked out quite well. As you can see, putting the ruler across and measuring up for 13mm, marking out the centre, and that's worked out quite well. Now on the other side, I've had to notch it to miss the cables on that side, but that's not a problem because you've got the other roof coming this way to V up against it. So there you go. The next thing to do is to do the apex for this roof. Basically what I've done is I've measured from the tip of there to where the ruler hits the roof, and it's roughly about 55mm. So what I've done is I've added an extra 10mm to allow for cutting, because it's not as straightforward as it looks. Now, to cut the angle coming up here, come up with an idea is, once you've cut the square that you required, which is roughly 65mm by 66, it's 33 that way, 33 that way, so it's 66mm for the apex and 65mm across the length. So what I did was I've just sat that on there so it's touching the new roof like so, and measured the gap that we've got there at the top, which I think is around about 19mm. And then what you do then is, on the card, on the back face, you measure up 19mm from there to there, and then score your line across, and then that should give you the angle for the roof to slot in nicely with the existing roof. So I shall just cut that and we'll see, shall we? So there we have the slope on the roof, and we shall add it and we'll see what happens. Okay, there we have it. Fits almost perfectly. So all I've got to do now is trim the axis off this edge here. So we'll just measure it again, but we'll be measuring it from the tip of there, and then just chop off the axis. Nice little tip for you. Okay, here we have it finished but not painted, but it's not a bad building. Most of it is made from recycled parts, like the windows, the porch door, even the roofing came from what was left of a kit. All the windows were all left over from various kits. So the only thing I had to pay for is the sheet of stone, which I've been using on the layout anyway, for various bits and pieces. But it's not a bad effort for a first attempt. So why don't you have a go? create something using spare parts. Okay, here's the vicarage on the layout. Fits in quite well in that little space, and it's not bad for the first attempt at making a building from scratch. And it's lit up temporarily along with the arch. I think the arch is a bit bright, but hey ho, I can live with that. But yeah, you can just look into the rooms. You can see the fireplace there and the pictures on the walls. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with the effort. Still the rear garden to do, but yeah. So, hope you've enjoyed what you've seen, and I'll get back to you soon with another building maybe. Right, thanks for watching.